Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode here with me, the Woman Pod with Valarey Atkinson. So I've been traveling, guys. I've been traveling, and I had run out of ideas. Creative mode had just kind of like disappeared off of Val. And because I've been traveling, I've had a lot of open conversations with the different individuals, different people, and family as well included. And I said, what a perfect way to tell you what has been going on. I mean, there's so much that's been going on. And I just feel like there's so many topics. But this one in particular really got to me because I guess I'm dealing with it right now and with someone. And I was like, okay, how is this going to be a perception of what I feel, a perception of what's going on? And how can I help other people see that? And even if they don't see that, how can these people to reality and get away from the illusion of what's really keeping them trapped? And I noticed that this weekend, right, I've been spending a lot of time with my sister. I love my sister to death, and quality time with my family. And I come from a very, 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 very strong-headed family. Mind you, I'm probably the weakest link for the family. I'm gonna say that because I've always been the scaredy one, the scaredy cat. I tend to be shy, but but then again, I'm a little introverted, right, and extroverted at the same time. And so, with my siblings, we were always raised to just kind of like always not do stupid stuff because my mom or dad would get like upset. We couldn't fully express ourselves. We couldn't fully be ourselves. It's almost like we were trapped in a cage, right? So you know how in a circus, right, they have these animals like the lion and all the other like monkeys and stuff. They have them in cages. And I was like, dude, if I really think about this, I mean, we're all kind of in the same fucking circus, bitch. Like, and excuse my French, but so we were driving back to my mom's. I'm gonna say my parents. My dad's no longer here. He's passed on, and I do feel he's watching over me, and it's almost crazy because I felt him last night. And I could hear footsteps, and I was like, I know I'm hearing stuff. Like, I know someone's in this room. And I was like, but you know what? I'm not going to let my mind trigger me. I'm not going to let the false impression or the illusion freak me out. And I couldn't go to sleep last night because there was a lot going through my head. And, I was just trying to process everything that's going on. And I wanted to go out by myself last night, but something just kept telling me like, no, just stay at the fucking side. Just stay at the fucking side. You don't have no business outside today. Why don't you just sleep and relax? Well, I couldn't even do that because my mind was going at 1,000 miles per hour. And there was a certain reason why to that, but I'll get onto it a little bit deeper in a minute. And, what's crazy is that I get a text message from my ex-husband, which is the father of my two kids, my four sperm kids, right? And he's like, hey, I need you to call you. He needs to talk to you. So I'm like, oh, damn, it's crazy that I'm still up. So I guess it's meant for me something was literally triggering me to my son to call me, right? So I call him, and you can tell in his face, he's like sad. I go, what's wrong? And he's just like, Mom, it's just, I miss you. And I was like, baby, I miss you too, baby. Like, sorry if I haven't like really been, calling. I've just been really busy. And that doesn't mean that I don't care. I was like, I've just been really busy. And when I have the toddler with me, guys, it's just, I'm on toddler watch 24/7. Let's be real, right? It's hard to just like take a break when you have a toddler around. And of course he's not gonna understand that, but he knows, right? Because he helps out a lot. He's like, Mom, it's just I miss you. And and then I was like, no, it's okay. Your feelings are valid. Like, honestly, they're valid. I was like, I miss y'all too. Like, I really do. We were just talking about you. I was like, it's crazy because he's like, yeah, like, I was telling his stepmom that usually at night he gets sad and he thinks about grandpa, and and it's scary. But I was like, what's funny? I was like, we were literally just talking about you, and we brought up the grandpa situation, right? How you get emotional, and you're sad and you miss your grandpa. And I was like, and I miss him too. And I was like, it's hard. And I get it, like we both miss him, and I guess we're both feeling it, right? Like, I guess we're connected, and he felt my emotions. And I guess that's what, he was worried. We were both worried, right? I guess he could feel my energy. And then we calmed down after a bit. We started talking. And then eventually I was like, you know what, baby, like, it's already getting late for you over there. It's an hour ahead. I was like, I need you to go to bed, right? Like, I'm sure his stepmom wants to go to bed. I was trying to go to bed, but I just couldn't because my mind was running 1,000 miles per hour. And then I finally said, you know what, like, let me just lay here and listen to something inspiring. And I was listening to, his name is Eckhart Tolle. And I was also listening to Alan Watts at the same time. And I was just like, sitting in bed and I was just listening to what the message was. And I realized like this whole entire time, you know, and it's easy to get caught up in the situation, y'all, because I identified myself as that, you know, like, you know how we identify ourselves to a certain thing. I'm going to say an object, because a lot of us don't really like sit with ourselves, right? And because I was sitting by myself in this like room, and I was trying to figure out what I felt, and it's almost like, what is it that I'm feeling? I was like, why do I feel like I can't sit still? I was like, is this what I've been needing to do? And I just don't know how to process it. Is this it? Like, is this what's really happening right now? I was like, I guess I'm gonna let it happen. I do need to let it happen. Like, where have I been? And I said, you know what? I think this is my time. I was like, I haven't had time to just like disconnect. I had put the baby to sleep, and yeah, she cried a few minutes until she finally calmed down and, you know, went to bed. And my mom went in her room. I guess she felt that I was tired because I had even napped a little bit before putting the baby to bed, because I was like, I'm just tired. And I said, I really am. And I sat in this room and I was a little anxious, and I was just like, you know what? I think I need to feel what I'm feeling right now. And I've been avoiding the feeling, because the only thing Val knows how to do is when she's anxious, she wants to run and do something to avoid the feeling, and just like, you know, and I didn't even want to reach out to anybody, right? Because I just like felt like I needed to be alone. And it gets deeper, right? So then I'm thinking to myself, why did I get this way? Why did I start feeling this way? Like, what part of me does need me at this point, as to why she thinks it's okay to avoid what she's feeling. A part of my identity, I guess my identity is having a fucking crisis, bitch, because I was like, where has things have been changing in my body? Where have things been placed in my mind where I didn't allow myself to allocate what was coming out of me or needed to come out of me, but I just kept bottling it up. So, and I say this, right, with kindness and love and compassion, because I know that I put myself in a box or in a cage for so long, pretending to be someone that I've never wanted to fucking be in the first place, y'all. And I noticed it because people don't like it. So anyway, so we're going down the road, and I'm talking to my sister-in-law, and my brother's in the front. And I was telling her how I'm dating now, and I'm telling her about a certain specific person. And you know, I get all excited, and then I said the word fucking bitch, dude. Like, I said it. And then my brother, he says, he gets upset. Like, I've never heard my brother this upset in a minute from the last time that I saw him get mad. But that was a moment that I don't want to talk about, because he said that, and I kind of stayed quiet, and my sister-in-law looks at him like, babe, like, chill out. She's just excited. Just let her say what she's got to say. So at that moment, I felt shut. I felt like that moment, my heart stopped, everything stopped. I'm telling you, the minute he said that, with the way he said it, like that anger, it triggered me to feel nothing for like a minute. It might have been like 2 seconds, but it felt like a minute. You know, like, I guess like the Matrix, right? Like, where it just stops, and it just like, okay, so it hit me, and it like woke me up, and I said, what the fuck just happened? In my mind, I said, what the fuck just happened? So anyways, I react, and I said, what do you mean? And he's just like, well, who taught you how to say that? Or why do you say that? Or why do you talk like that? And I said, nobody did. And he's like, okay. And I was like, well, then who did? I was like, well, I did. And then I think to myself, like, I really fucking just said this? I was like, wait. So anyways, I continued talking to my sister-in-law, but then because of that, it just triggered me to reflect as to why I reacted the way that I reacted. And because I honestly was just flowing, and I just didn't counteract of how I was talking, because a part of me was expressing herself to my sister-in-law, and we were just having a good conversation, right? And I was telling her how I've been dating this person, you know, I've already met his son, I've met his friends, we've hung out, and it's fun. And I was like, I'm still getting to know him, he's still getting to know me. And I mean, I just like the way things are going right now. I was like, I'm not trying to get too excited, but I'm actually okay with what's going on right now. So obviously, family's gonna always be protective of you, right? So I can tell my brother probably was like getting defensive, and I can see that. And I was just like, look, because he's looking out for me. I get it. My first relationship before everything, when I got pregnant my second time, or actually no, my third time, apologies. they were worried about me because, dude, I met this person online, same situation where, again, I met this person online, this new person that I'm dating, but I feel like I had to heal that part of myself again, because if not, I might be scared of doing it again. Like, so, because for a long time I took like a break from dating, and I felt the need to just fucking cage in again, bitch. Like, I could not be that person anymore. Like, I can't go dating, I can't do this anymore because what happened. And it kind of reflected back to me, like, as to why I said those words. And I said, where did I think that this was okay? And I'm trying to think back, like, where the fuck did I say fucking bitch? And so anyway, so I'm letting her talk, and we're talking, and I didn't disengage, but I kept engaging, and then it hit me, dude. It hit me. So we're driving down one of the streets that's a back road to, it's called the 508, Farm Road 508. If you know, you're from the Rio Grande Valley, you know. So anyhow, it's funny because I lived down that street when we first moved from freaking California. We lived in a nice suburb area, and we ended up moving to a fucking trailer house. So that's where all the trauma fucking started happening. Well, actually, it started way before that. So anyways, we're driving down this road, and I said, oh my God, I figured it out. I was like, I know why I said this. So, okay, so mind you guys, I know I'm getting excited again. So I go in and I tell Val, like, okay, Val, where did I learn this word and why did it stick? I mean, I'm not going to blame anybody, y'all, but myself. Let's be real here. I'm not here to blame anybody or point fingers to anybody or exes or anything like that. Nothing. I take full accountability, and that's just me now. I'm learning to take full accountability for my actions, and it sticks, right? Let's say that the sponge just grabs and it sticks and it stays there and it just does, okay? So then I'm thinking to myself, I know what it is. I was like, when I was talking to my ex, he, after I told him that I was dating someone, he said that to me. And it stuck. Because I forgot why I said what I said, and I was excited, but because I mirrored something that I fully took in as I was that person, right? So let me break it down. So I was having a conversation with my ex, I would say a couple months ago, right? I guess he had found out, or he wanted to know if I was dating new people. Mind you, this is after the fact that we've had our child and we're co-parenting, and this is now a year and a half after the breakup. Yeah, or maybe more, y'all. We've been on and off once or twice. No, once. Yeah, just once. He tells me, are you dating new people? And I said, that's none of your business. And he's like, well, what do you mean? So that means you are. And I said, no, that means that's none of your business. I was like, why should I tell you if I've been dating or not? Are you going to tell me anything? No, right? Exactly. And so he responds with the answers like, you FBITCH. And I said, what? Obviously, he was drunk. I already know this, right? But still, you should not talk to people like that when you're drunk. So dude, okay, so that's when I knew that I was not gonna do this anymore. That phone call was it for me. That's when I knew, like, I can't be with someone like this. This is ridiculous. This is almost like someone's controlling me, even though they're not with me. This is like, no, like, this is not good. I was like, this is not good. You should have trust. And if you don't trust, like, why would I be with you? I say thank you because, you know what, Val? I said thank you, Val, because of you, you've grown and you're only maturing to be this beautiful woman and reflect on your counteraction and speak about it, because you know what? You've been through it. I've been through it. I've been through hell and back, y'all. So I decided yesterday, I was like, you know what? I'm going to sit here with my shit and deal with it. This anxious, but and the anxious got triggered in me because of what happened with my brother in that car. I just didn't want to tell him. I didn't want to upset anybody, and that's a part of Val. Like, her inner child was just triggered, and I'm not saying I wasn't gonna try to people please him and try to make him feel better, but I feel like in my aspect now as an individual that I am, like, I should not tell people how they should act or react or do or please or judge, whatever, because at the time of the scene of this, we were both in a car and it was just a flowing conversation. Obviously, he acted the way he acted, and I don't know why he did that or why he said that, and that's okay. I'm okay with what he said. I just got triggered because I didn't fully understand what the fuck was going on, other than I was telling my sister-in-law what the fuck we were talking about, and it triggered me to get excited, and I got excited, and then obviously it got hit with what I said, and it affected him in some shape or form. But maybe, bitch, that had to happen for me. It did. It did. There's no other way. There's no other way. I had to fully understand why I was feeling the way that I was feeling yesterday, and it was obviously triggered because of what happened that day before. And trust me, I wanted to be angry at my brother for a bit, but I was like, no, we can't do that. We can't do that. We can feel the unnecessary emotion because we didn't know how to feel. At first, I was like, am I upset or am I just concerned of what he said, or what am I feeling like? And I couldn't distinguish the feeling, and I think that's the one thing I was trying to figure out. So no matter what you're doing, no matter what you're feeling, have a talk with yourself, sit with yourself, and maybe you could have someone you can talk to about this, right? And I talk to you guys about my problems because you guys are my outlet. But I realized, I've been holding myself back. I've been holding myself back in this fucking cage, right? This identity of like, I should only act this way. I should only be this way. But I'm not happy like that. I'm not. I get to express myself how I want. Obviously, that one thing stuck with me because that's the identity that had built that, right? I have built that shield, right? But I'm telling you right now, like, the only way that I could value Val was just being with her. And not having to shout, not having to prove, not having to do, not having to ask, or just being, dude. Just fucking being, bro. Like, being. Yeah, like, be yourself, And you know what? Like, and I'm not gonna say, like, I'm gonna cuss regardless, because that's just who I am. And that's just the part of me that needs to express herself. Maybe she doesn't know how to express herself, and that's the way of her excitement to just show out in a certain way, right? And obviously, and I'm not saying that cussing is healthy. I'm not saying that. I don't want y'all to go cussing and shit. Like, that's not what I want. But I'm saying you can't change what you already know, but you can change how you view it, right? A lot of people will take it as like that's a negative thing, a negative trait, a negative this, a negative that. But you know what? Maybe that negative something is going to trigger someone to come at me and actually like understand me where I'm coming from, And I don't want you to be someone that people want you to be. I want you to be yourself. I want you to be yourself, and I want you to be you. And there's things that we can't control, but we can only do what we can for ourselves and value ourselves and being ourselves. And I want this episode to end on a good note because I'm about to hit the gym right now. Be gentle with yourself. Don't run from the feeling that you're feeling, babe, because that feeling that you're feeling is a part of you who has been trying so hard to do other things to get other people to feel when you didn't even feel it in the first place. I had to say it. I was like, you know what? Why is it this part of me that I'm feeling, a feeling that I'm feeling now, which I didn't feel before? So open yourself up to your heart chakra, because your heart chakra is trying to talk to you and it's trying to speak to you. It's trying to be vulnerable. It's trying to be open. And vulnerability is a big thing. It's a big space, right? It's a heart. It's a feeling. It's a reactor. It's going to react to what it does in the outcome. And we can react positively about it, which I did. I reacted positively, and I ended up spending the whole night by myself in this room, even though I was anxious. And I felt like God was there and my dad was there because he was telling me something. And it was like, Val, like, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. And the fact that I had talked to my son, it's going to be okay. It's just the message that I have to share in this beautiful thing. Anyways, guys, have an amazing freaking weekend. I love every single one of you. Don't counteract yourself. Instead, react to yourself and relearn yourself, because this is a part of the process. You're going to have to relive yourself, relearn yourself, and reprocess everything that you feel and everything that you see and everything that you do, because it does matter. It does matter. You matter. Everything matters. Because you matter, everything does. Okay? Love you guys. Bye.